For most brands, their whole entire year depends on their success of their Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Q4 push. This is the biggest time of the year for e-commerce, and if you mess up your Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you could very well just mess up your whole year. However, despite this, most brands are not properly preparing themselves for this time of the year. Common misconception is that your Q4 is not determined by your Q4 work. Your Q4 success is determined by the work you put in Q3. Most brands fail because they start way too late or they're using the completely wrong strategies. So in this video, myself and Jackson Blackledge from Echelon are going to show you how to use this two-part strategy to absolutely dominate your Q4. So a bit about me. My name is Max. I'm the founder of an email and SMS agency called Wellcopy. We've done over $100 million in email and SMS attributed revenue for clients in just the past 18 months. We've worked with over 200 plus brands, and we've generated some great results for the Black Friday and Cyber Monday period, which you can see here for some example brands.
Max, thanks for having me, mate. Everyone watching the video, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoy this one. So TLDR, my name is Jackson, and we're spending $10 million a month across our client portfolio, across all sorts of niches. And this list building approach is something that we implement for our clients. We've worked with 400 plus brands, Tabs, Obvious, Snow, Crafted, Infraready, Sasha 3, Muscle Nation, and many more. And we always do well on BFCM. As you can see here, a couple of screenshots from chats last year during that period. Here we hit a record day for them on BFCM, $22,000 in sales with a 7.63 rise. Tyler, what a Black Friday we had a record day of sales, 698, over $46,000 in revenue, rise of 9.2. And over Q4 of last year, we helped our clients make over $182 million just from Google Ads. So yeah, happy to dive into our system today and share with the audience.
So let's get straight into it. The first part that we need to make sure we understand is the game is won before Black Friday. Black Friday, Cyber Monday is not just a one weekend push. It is literally a 3-month campaign. It is a whole quarter. It's all of Q4. And so you must treat it this way if you want to have the highest ROI. So some quick things to know about this period is that paid ads, Meta, and Google are going to be much more expensive during the Black Friday, Cyber Monday period. You can see what the CPMs look like and how they spike during this time. 2023 was right here. There was a jump from $12 to $16 in Meta CPMs. You can expect something similar of about a 25% increase. And most brands often are just blowing their budget trying to capture cold leads during BFCM, which is already incredibly hard due to the high competition and high costs. If you're just going after cold leads in this period, you're going to be spending a lot more money and you're probably going to be unprofitable. But the brands who actually win in Black Friday, Cyber Monday put in their real work on acquiring leads in August to October, before Q4 actually starts. This is when leads are cheap, and this is what we mean by your Q4 is determined by your Q3. And one thing that we really need to understand is that your email and SMS lists are the biggest ROI driver for your Black Friday, Cyber Monday success. Paid ads have an average ROI of 2 to 3x during a normal part of the year, while email has an average ROI of 41x. And that's just during other parts of the year. Your ad prices are gonna skyrocket in Q4, while email and SMS are gonna stay the same. Cheap as dirt. Since these are owned audiences, they're people who actually opted into your email and SMS lists, they convert at 5 to 10 times higher than cold traffic. And to further prove that email and SMS are the key, SMS has average open rates of 98%, while email is 40 to 60%. Meaning when you need to get a message out to your customer base, such as a Black Friday, Cyber Monday deal, email and SMS are the most guaranteed way to make sure that your message and your big offer is actually reaching these people. So the conclusion this leads us to is that if you want to crush your Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you need to be focusing on growing your email and SMS lists beforehand. This is going to be the biggest impact on your revenue for Q4. How many people are already warm that you can just click send and your offer will be viewed by thousands? Here's an example of one of our brands last year. 62% of their November revenue came from email from their massive list that we had been building up. You can see the huge push that we did in this period. Why? Because we were getting leads in growing our list the right way in this period. So let's talk about how most brands actually fail. Most brands are making 3 critical mistakes when growing their lists for Q4. 1, they're just too late. They wait until October to actually think about growing their list. 2, they rely only on inconsistent organic traffic that you can't really predict compared to things like Meta and Google ad traffic, or they're doing low intent ad traffic. We want to be sure that we're getting leads who are shopping on our website with intent. 3, they're sending all of their traffic, which hopefully it's high intent, to just the same generic homepage pop-up. If you have a generic pop-up, you're not going to get a lot of people joining your email list. It's key to understand that even if you fix the email and pop-up side, you have a badass pop-up form that's collecting as many leads as possible. If you're getting the wrong traffic, none of this is going to matter. If you're getting leads from people who just aren't interested on your brand and aren't going to buy, it doesn't matter if you get them on your email list. So the key here is having some banger pop-up forms and to make sure that you're capturing traffic that is going to actually convert. Let's pass it to Jackson so we can see how we can actually get high intent traffic to our site before before a Q4 push.
Max, mate, you're absolutely right. And here's the key difference. So this works because we're not running Facebook ads to a discount pop-up hoping random people sign up. We're intercepting high-intent buyers who are already searching for solutions. And you're not begging random people to sign up. You're catching buyers who are already looking. So let me show you exactly how we fix this. Most brands are approaching Google Ads for list building completely backwards. They're either not using Google at all, or they're running generic campaigns hoping random people will just sign up for discounts, or they wait too long before BFCM when CPCs are just through the roof. And the game changer for a lot of brands that we've managed is actually using Google to intercept high intent buyers at lower CPCs ahead of the sales period. Long story short, while everyone else is waiting until November and paying premium prices, we're building qualified lists right now at a fraction of the cost. So here's exactly how it works. As you can see on the screen, we basically identify search terms that indicate buying intent for the category, but here's what most brands get wrong. They only target bottom funnel terms like buy collagen powder or best testosterone supplement, and those are expensive and very competitive. We've tested this within all of our ad accounts, and what we found is that targeting top of funnel terms is not only cheaper, but it actually converts for list building. And here's why. So someone searching, let's say, how to improve skin after 50 is earlier in their buying journey, which means they're more open to education and building a relationship with a brand. Think of it like a ladder. Top of funnel, cheapest, highest email conversion, how to improve skin after 50, collagen supplements, signs of low testosterone, men's health supplements, why am I always tired, energy, adrenal supplements, natural ways to build muscle after 40, protein, fitness supplements. Then we have middle of funnel, sort of moderate to cost, high purchase intent, benefits of beef liver supplements, organ supplements, collagen peptides versus regular collagen, collagen products, how to increase testosterone naturally, hormone support, you can do beef supplements, you can do peptides, and then obviously you got bottom funnel, which is expensive and immediate. The people that want to buy it immediately. Best collagen powder 2025, direct product competition, or we got buy testosterone booster online. That's high intent purchase terms right there. So we're getting clicks, 40 to 80 cents on educational terms that would cost $2 to $4 for direct purchase intent terms, as you can see here. How to improve skin, 82 cents. How to improve elasticity in skin, 46 cents. How to improve collagen skin, 51 cents. How to get better skin, just under $1. So the psychology is sort of counterintuitive, but proven. So someone searching signs of low testosterone is not ready to buy yet, but they're highly motivated to sort of learn about it. So when we provide genuine educational value and ask for their email to deliver a lead magnet, which I know Max you'll obviously cover that later, it can be incredibly effective. Plus, these top of funnel clicks cost 60 to 80% less than the bottom of funnel ones. So we're getting clicks, like I said, for like 40 to 80 cents on educational terms that would cost $2 to $4 for direct purchase intent. The beauty is in the timing and intent. So someone typing how to improve skin after 50 isn't just browsing. They've got a problem that they want to solve. They're 90% of the way to become a customer of yours. They just need to find the right product, and they might need a few answers. Now, this educational sort of approach isn't the only way we're building this for BFCM. There's obviously another strategy that's incredibly effective, but most e-commerce brands never think to use it. This is pre-sales pages. So here's the psychology. Instead of waiting until Black Friday to announce your sale, mate, we can create anticipation weeks in advance, even a month in advance. So we run terms like Black Friday supplement deals 2025 or best BFCM health deals, and then send them to a pre-sales page that says something like early bird BFCM access, get 48 hours before everyone else. You can also send this to your email list, of course. Anyways, our biggest sale of the year is coming November the 24th. Another one is our biggest sale of the year is coming November the 24th. Enter your email to get exclusive early access to sales and products. Plus, we'll send you advance notice of which products will have the deepest discount. Anyways, I'll show you exactly how we leverage these pre-sales lists in ways most people never think about when we get to the advanced Google Ads strategies later in this video. Now, whether you're using educational content or pre-sales pages, here's where most campaigns fall apart, okay? They think running Google Ads for list building means just throwing up a search campaign and hoping for the best. But there are two distinct campaign types for pre-BFCM list building, and the budget allocation between them is so crucial, okay? Search campaigns target people who actively are searching for solutions like we mentioned earlier. Demand generation campaigns, YouTube, target people based on interests like health and wellness or anti-aging, and they do this with video ads that create awareness of problems that they didn't even know had solutions. So cheaper clicks, broader reach, but they're creating new searchers who then look up your content later. As you can see on the screen here, there's a massive audience that you can tap into using demand generation. For pre-BFCM list building, we typically allocate 60% through search campaigns and 40% to demand gen campaigns. We usually start with $100 to $200 per day per campaign, scaling based on email capture costs. If we're getting emails at $2 to $3 each and the client's average customer value is $150 plus, we'll scale so aggressively because the math just works beautifully. Here's what most people miss, okay? You can drive perfect traffic to the right pages, but if the email capture strategy sucks, we're both wasting our time. What should brands actually be doing with these pop-ups? Max, stage is yours, mate.
So this is going to be super important. This is how are we creating high converting forms to get as many email signups from your site traffic that you just spent so much money to acquire to go into your email lists so that you can then convert them. So we found that the really basic kind of just like enter your email for 10% off sign up form just doesn't convert nearly as well anymore. The customer is bored of that and they see it every single time that they go to a website. Instead, what we've transitioned to is using survey-based forms like this example I'm going to show you within Klaviyo or Alia, which is alialearn.com, to actually engage with a customer before asking for their email address right off the bat. This psychologically gets customers to convert at a higher rate because right off the bat, this looks low barrier to entry. It's like, oh, I get 15% off. I just have to answer this question. They don't know that we're going to ask for the email right next after them. It also feels custom to the customer. It's new and it's like, okay, I have to share what problem I'm trying to solve. Ooh, it's scars that I'm dealing with. It gets commitment beforehand, and so it triggers commitment bias. So this is low barrier to entry. People are going to answer this question at a very high rate, and then we ask them for their email address. Commitment bias in humans, once you start doing something, you're more likely to follow through with it. It's like, oh, I might as well enter my email. I'm so close to getting this discount. And then it's also just a new experience for the customer. Customers need new, and that's one of the number one ways to get people to engage with your site is if it's something new. These are the best form practices to achieve 10% opt-in rates. We like to fire our form after 4 to 6 seconds upon page load. We don't want to fire it immediately because that's probably going to hurt the customer experience and your conversion rates. And we don't want to wait 30 seconds because how many people on your website are actually staying on for 30 seconds? You're just not going to get that many people to view your form. We found that 4 to 6 seconds is that sweet spot. Number 2, we want to use as little copy as possible. This is the most amount of copy that you want to use. And even this is quite a lot of copy. Just make the offer the biggest part of your form. And that's what this next point is. Make the offer the biggest part of your form. 15% off is right here in your face. We don't want it to be something small and hidden. We want to use a full page pop-up. This gets higher conversion rates. Don't make your form like this tiny little box, especially on mobile. Ask a question in this first step to get commitment. Engage with the customer. So think about your customer and what's some easy, low barrier to entry question. And you want to separate asking for email and SMS. If we put right here, email address, and then SMS phone number right here, that's just a lot of work for the customer and more likely they're going to X out. Instead, you want to do email address, and once somebody clicks the call to action, we then ask them for SMS. And so here's a great template example inside of Klaviyo. I'm going to show you through this whole thing. If we go here, we have 4 different steps right here. We have this micro commitment, we have the email opt-in, and then we have the SMS, and then we have our success page right here. If we go back to this first step, what we can see, if we go to targeting and behaviors, this is where we want to set our time delay. So I've just started with a 6-second delay, and I've made this just a mobile form. We want to have separate forms for desktop and mobile. So that's what this section is. We're only showing on mobile. As far as styles and typically what I do, you can literally just copy this. These are just like the settings that I'm using right here. You can copy this width, the form type, and minimum height right here. And then there's an image just on desktop, but we're going to be getting to that later. Here's a different padding that I'm using for this. Text element, you can copy this. But this is a style and format that we're running a lot of times for our clients and getting really good opt-in rates. Then we can see here, we just have buttons placed right here. And so you can just drag in whatever buttons you have and then give the different options. For clothing brands, we're often doing, are you shopping for men's, women's, or all styles? And then something tricky we do is that instead of having this X, which is auto-loaded inside of Klaviyo, we actually change it and we make the transparency as low as possible so you actually can't see this. And then we have this button down here, which is just a white background button, and then text that just says, no thanks, I'll pay at full price. And the button action is just closed form. Now this forces people to kind of read this form because oftentimes when people see pop-up forms, their thumb is already automatically moving to the top right-hand corner of the form. So they don't even read what you have to offer. And so if we're with a brand and they want to be aggressive, we'll often recommend doing this. If you want to be less aggressive, then you can just have this X show up right here. And then once you submit, we have this next step of just simple claim 10% off your first order. We have this email field, a big button that says claim 10% off. That's the call to action we see work the best. We definitely don't want to say continue because if we say continue, the customer knows they're going to have to enter their phone number next. So again, we have to put this button with the action of closing form next, and then the list to submit to, you can just submit this to your newsletter. And for the next step, we do SMS where we have this SMS opt-in field right here. We have this disclosure closure segment, which is going to be added. I like to make the text nice and small, and it's important for the copy. We say finish signing up for 10% off. When we say finish, the customer is going to opt in at a much higher chance, because rather than just entering their email address and then leaving. Often I'll see brands just be like, hey, give us your SMS as well, pretty much just asking for charity. Whereas we want to be straight up and say, hey, enter your phone number to finish signing up, and then call to action claim now, so that it lets the customer know that they're not going to have to wait for anything. It's going to be right here ready for them. And then the final success page, which just says welcome, check your email mobile device to claim your 10% off. I might add a line break right there. And then just like another button, which is going to close the form and say start shopping. This is a super simple form. You can design it to be however you want, but you're just going to want to make sure that you test this form after you set it live. So once you set it live, once you click publish and it's live on your website, you want to go to your phone, go to your private browser, and then get that pop-up form to trigger, and then test and make sure that all the dimensions and everything are okay, because this editor inside of Klaviyo isn't perfect, but through all the tests that I've done, this sort of layout works really well. And then you will opt these customers into a welcome flow to try to get them to buy. And if they don't buy, you're going to be able to get them to buy in Black Friday, Cyber Monday. KPIs for this form is we want to be doing at least 10% opt-ins, meaning 10% of the new visitors that go to your website opt into your email list. Most brands I audit are kind of at like the 4 to 5% range. So if we took a brand from 5% to 10% opt-ins, that's double the amount of people joining your list off of your ads for no extra costs, just by making a couple simple tweaks to your form. And this is what the form could look like for desktop. You can see the targeting. We've just changed this to be desktop only. Same sort of styling right here. Nothing too different besides we have an image on the right side, and we've tested having image on right or left side. And in most cases, having the image on the right side performs better. Don't ask me why, but same sort of thing, the micro, and then the email section right here, and then the SMS section, and then the final success section. Super simple, but make sure you spend time optimizing for mobile first, because that's where most people are going to be on.
By BFCM, we're still capturing new emails because the volume is there, but we're also leveraging the list we built in ways most people never thought about. So here's where your email list becomes a customer acquisition and retention machine. So most brands upload one big email list to Google Ads and sort of wonder why the performance does not improve. The power is in the segmentation, and I'm going to show you exactly how to set up 4 distinct audience strategies that work using Google's customer match. Segment 1, new subscribers. So these people who join your list but have not purchased yet. BFCM is perfect timing because they've already shown interest, but they need that extra sort of push to become first-time buyers. What I would do is create a separate campaign targeting only your new subscriber list with messaging focused on first-time buyer sort of psychology, social proof, risk reversal, exclusive new customer discounts. New subscribers are in the research mode. They signed up for your educational content, so they trust your expertise, but they haven't sort of financially committed yet. BFCM's urgency, that FOMO, that social proof, thousands of customers love this, helps you bridge that trust gap. Segment 2, existing customers. So these are previous buyers who you want to exclude from new customer acquisition campaigns, but you still want to target with different messaging. So create an exclusion audience in your acquisition campaigns, then run separate campaigns with customer appreciation angles, early access, loyalty rewards, complimentary products. Existing customers, they do not need convincing about your brand quality, but they do respond to feeling valued and getting exclusive treatment. They're also perfect for upsells and cross-sells during BFCM. So segment 3, we have high value customers, your top 20% of customers by revenue or purchase frequency. These are your brand advocates who respond to premium positioning. So, you want to target this segment of people with your highest end products, limited editions, VIP experiences. Use copy that actually emphasizes exclusivity, quality, and just being a part of a community and a link sort of group. High value customers like this, they're not price sensitive, they're value sensitive. They want the best products and exclusive access. BFCM gives you permission to launch premium offers without seeming expensive. These sort of customers, they'll shout from the rooftop for you. They'll be telling their mom, dad, their dog, all about your product. And these type of customers you need to take care of. Segment number 4 is lapsed customers. So previous buyers who sort of haven't purchased in 180 days. So BFCM is one of the absolute best opportunities to re-engage lost customers. Create we miss you sort of campaigns with compelling win-back offers. And you want to use copy that acknowledges the gap. It's been a while since your last order. Here's 50% off to welcome you back. We haven't seen you for a while. Here's free shipping on your next order. Anyways, lapsed customers already know your product works. They've brought before, but just something made them stop. BFCM's urgency, once again, the FOMO and deep discounts overcome whatever barrier caused them to actually lapse. The psychology of limited time to return, incredibly powerful. So here's exactly how to basically set this up within Google Ads. So, and this is crucial because not a lot of people actually, one, know this, or if they know it, they don't actually do it. If they've got a Google Ads agency or a media buyer, guarantee you check your Google Ad account, this is either not uploaded or the last time it was uploaded or updated was many months ago. So upload 4 separate CSV files to Audience Manager, one for each segment. Name them descriptively: new subscribers, last 90 days, lapsed customers, over 180 days, etc. And then thirdly, you want to create separate campaigns for each segment with tailored ad copy and landing pages, and then use exclusion lists. So as you can see here, you want to exclude existing customers from new customer acquisition campaigns so you know who you're targeting. And then you want to set different bid adjustments. So based on the lifetime value of each segment and the intent, you can set different bids accordingly. So during BFCM week, we're running parallel strategies. So you want to continue list building, search volume spike. So what we do is we capture more intent traffic, even at higher costs. Okay, guys, the math still works. Retarget them, retarget the warm list, people who joined our list over the past few months, get specific ads for our BFCM offers. You want to scale lookalike audiences, the audiences performing best, just get maximum budget allocation. And then lastly, customer exclusion campaigns. So we run separate campaigns for new customer acquisition versus existing. The brands doing this right often see their Google Ads performance during BFCM improve by 40 to 60% compared to previous years because they're not starting from scratch. They have warm audiences ready to convert. You can obviously take advantage of the list you built through Google Ads this way to maximize your retention and acquisition and increase the spend behind your ad account. But of course, there's a lot that goes in the back end too.
Thank you, Jackson. And now to tie this all in with email and SMS with these lists that we now have of hot leads, how do we get them to convert on email and SMS during Black Friday and Cyber Monday? So this is quite literally the week to be loud. The inbox is going to be crowded and you need to stand out or you're going to be buried. During all other times of the year, if you send an email one day at 10 a.m., somebody can check their email at like 8 p.m. and they still might be able to view that email. But in Black Friday, Cyber Monday, an email lifespan may only be a couple hours because every brand is going to be sending a ton of emails. This means that you need to be sending a ton of emails so you're constantly at the top of the customer's inbox. So don't be afraid to be loud. If there's any time to be aggressive, it is Black Friday and Cyber Monday weeks. So here are some tips with what we recommend doing for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Number one, you want to unsuppress all your past profiles that could potentially buy in Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Now, if you're anything like us for our brands and our clients, we are suppressing inactive profiles once a month for our clients and then lowering their Klaviyo bill. However, for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, we are going to be unsuppressing almost all of these profiles because if there's going to be any time that somebody is going to buy, it's most likely going to be Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We want to make the most out of our emails that we have, so we're going to send these emails to everybody. Number two, we want to cycle different unique offers for the 3 different main time periods of early access, then Black Friday, and then Cyber Monday so that we can get repeat purchases. A big issue I see a lot of brands do is they just have one offer, like 25% off, which they run for early access, Black Friday, and Cyber Monday. But that's boring. The customers are getting hit with all sorts of different offers from different brands, and they need new and they need fun because maybe that offer just doesn't work for some customers. For example, if you do like 25% off site-wide, some customers just don't like converting on that as much as they would, say like a custom bundle deal or something, or a free gift with purchase. If we have different offers for early access, Black Friday, and Cyber Monday, then we can hit every single customer with an offer that they may like. And then also, you're going to get much higher repeat purchases. If somebody already bought from your 25% off offer in early access, they're probably not going to buy again during Cyber Monday for 25% off. However, if you have different offers, you get much higher chance of getting repeat purchases because someone may buy the % off offer and they might buy a free gift with purchase offer because they don't want to miss that. And then on top of all this, we all know that people buy from urgency and last chance messaging. If you just have 25% off for a longer period, you don't get any urgency. But if we have 3 different offers, then we have 3 different time periods where we can be like, hey, absolute last chance, you have 24 hours. So you'll get 3 big pushes there. Make sure you do that and are sending those to your list. 3, you want to have a custom pop-up that outlines your offer and will collect people's emails to grow your email list massively. You're probably going to have a ton of website traffic coming, and you want to get commitment from these people and also grow your email list. So even though you have the Black Friday offer just available to everyone on your website, just throw a pop-up form that outlines your offer that you're running at that time. If it is 25% off, then have a pop-up that says Black Friday exclusive deal, 25% off, and then have the email opt-in. A lot of people don't know that they can just access the offer on their website. And so you're going to get a lot of opt-ins, and then you can get these people to convert higher by sending them more emails. And even better, if they abandon a cart or abandon checkout, you can recover those deals. And then 4 and 5 for how often you want to be sending, I recommend 2 to 3 emails per day and then 1 to 2 SMS per day to stay top of inbox and top of mind as I had outlined earlier. The lifespan of your emails and text messages are just going to be so small because every brand is going to be sending. So we want to make sure we're maximizing how many times we're staying at the top of the person's inbox. So you can start off with a time frame of like 9 a.m., 2 p.m., and 6 p.m. for email. Those are usually the times that work the best. And then for SMS, 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. to continue pushing your offer. And then we want to utilize text-based emails, just plain text, no images. You can do these for like half of your messages if you want to. This is going to save a ton of time on your creatives, and so your design team isn't overworked. You're going to be able to cut through the noise because all these brands are using flashy graphics. It's going to really feel personal in the super transactional times. We like sending messages like, hey, it's Max, the founder of Wellcopy. I know things are a little bit busy right now with all these emails in your inbox, but I wanted to pop in with another reminder that this is our absolute best sale of the year. You have this bundle offer with XYZZZ. If you ever wanted to buy from us, now is the time. Happy shopping and wishing you a happy holidays. Max, founder of Wellcopy. P.S. This is my favorite item right now, and then link to an item. That sort of stuff, just super simple, gets people to convert. And then an added bonus is that plain text-based emails have a much higher chance of landing in the main inbox versus the spam folder. So we really want to make sure we're mixing in a lot of these plain text emails. And then lastly, we want to update our flows to include our offer, drive urgency, and then have shorter time frames to promote impulse purchases. So this is the typical flow sort of setup that we're doing for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We're going to be turning off all of our prior flows. We're going to be building these custom flows for early access, Black Friday, and Cyber Monday. The welcome flow, since we're going to have that pop-up, which is going to be custom and have the offer for the customer, we're just going to do a discount explanation and then feature some best sellers, super simple. And we're going to have our 4 abandonment flows of the site abandon, browse abandon, and then cart and checkout abandon. See 45 minutes on the site abandon. We're just going to mention like, hey, you left this behind. This is the absolute best deal. Here's the info on the deal. Super simple. And then browse, cart, and checkout abandon are going to be super similar. And you can see how tight these time frames are. Waiting 30 minutes, waiting 4 hours, and then 24 hours right here. 3 emails, boom, boom, boom. And they're receiving the 2 to 3 campaigns that we're sending. Now's the time to be aggressive. And so also in the post-purchase flow, we're going to send it an immediate text-based message from the founder saying like, hey, thank you so much. I know it's a busy time, but hey, might as well order now again to try to get another purchase. And then we want to have another follow-up email. You can do 12 hours or 24 hours later, pushing people to buy for their friends and family for the holidays. So this is the cheat sheet that you want to be running if you want to absolutely crush your Black Friday and Cyber Monday through email and SMS and come out the other side profitable.
The segmentation you create for BFCM now becomes your competitive advantage for the entire next year because you now have 4 distinct audiences ready for new product launches, that's your high value segment, clearance sales, existing customer segment, reactivation campaigns, which is your lapsed sort of segment, and educational content, which is new subscriber segment. So the traffic stays high in January, trust me, especially relative to most of the year. And your conversion rates stay high because you're targeting people with messages that match their exact relationship with your brand. A little bit about Q5. Q5 refers to the period after the Christmas shopping frenzy, typically from late December to early January. During this time, many brands reduced their marketing efforts, leading to lower advertising and less competition, making it a potentially lucrative time to engage customers. Here's why Q5 is important. Reduced competition, high purchase intent, unique opportunity. Make the most out of Q5. E-commerce businesses should conduct audience analysis, personalized experiences, optimize for mobile. So while competitors take the foot off the gas, you double down. But if you were to take anything away, the urgency piece here is real. We're filming this in July and CPC is already creeping up 20-30% as we get closer to Q4. The window for cheap list building is closing fast. Every week you wait, those $1 to $2 clicks become $2 to $3, $4 to $5, and by November, $6 to $8 clicks for the same traffic. Okay, so if you're serious about dominating BFCM this year, you need to start building these campaigns right now. The brands that wait until October, you're gonna pay a premium, 3x more for low quality traffic while fighting against every other brand doing the exact same desperate last minute push.
Thank you for that. And now let's talk about some post Black Friday Cyber Monday email and SMS strategies, which are super simple, but we don't want to stop quite yet. It's not time to turn on the brakes because we have Christmas and that's a huge gifting time for a lot of markets in the world. So this post Black Friday Cyber Monday window is still an opportunity. It's not over yet. And so we want to pivot by around like December 4th or 5th into a pre-Christmas gift giving angle, such as there's still time to get something under the tree for someone and really get those last minute purchases. So update your creatives to be this Christmas theme, update the copy to be around gift giving, and make sure you add urgency on shipping delays and say something like, hey, last chance for guaranteed Christmas delivery, and then just push how you're running out of time if you want to get somebody a gift before Christmas. One thing that we also want to do is send exclusive bounce back offers to users who browsed but didn't buy anything during Black Friday Cyber Monday. We can give even stronger offers to them during this gift giving period. These are people who are so close from buying, they were active on your website but they didn't purchase. So get aggressive with giving these people offers to try to get them to buy, because after this Christmas push and going into the beginning of the year, we're really going to calm things down on the email side to let our list breathe and give everybody a break. So with that, after we've completed this Christmas push, we want to suppress our unengaged profiles to cut costs and then improve our deliverability. So we unsuppress a lot of people for the Black Friday Cyber Monday push. Now we want to resuppress all those people, anybody who didn't open any emails, anybody who didn't go active on the website, and anybody who may not be interested, because we're going to be easing up after December 25th. Our list is completely fatigued. We want to respect this cool cool down period, and also expect for sales to slow down a little bit. Now, unless you're in the health space, then you're going to want to push for the new year, new you sort of vibe. And that's going to be a big period as well for getting sales. So make sure you lean into this pre-gift giving angle. Send exclusive offers to these people who were active on your website but didn't purchase during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Suppress your uninterested and unengaged profiles and ease up a bit after December 25th. That does it. This document is going to be in the description for you. Thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure you are utilizing these strategies to make the most out of your Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And if you want email marketing help and you're an e-commerce brand doing at least $50,000 a month, you can find a link to book a call with myself and my team.
If any of you guys watching want to get a free audit of your Google Ad account, go ahead and book in a call with myself. Just jump on my website. And of course, you can find me on X, LinkedIn. Just search Jackson Blackledge in Google. I'll come up. And of course, you can jump on our website, echelon.io.
Appreciate you watching the videos. Let us know if you have any questions in the comments below, and we will see you in the next one.
Thanks for having me. Have a good day, guys.